ओके। संजय उवाच तं तथा कृपया विश्वम् अश्रुपूर्णाक्षलेक्षणं विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यमुवाच मधुसूदनः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्जुष्टमस्वर्गम् अकीर्तिकरम् अर्जुन। क्लैब्यमास्मागमापार्ता नैतत्त्वयि उपपद्यते क्षुद्र हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप। अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्मम् अहं साङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिपतियोऽस्यामि पूजाः परिसूदन। गुरुन् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्ष्यमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस गुरुम् इहेवा भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिर प्रदिग्धान्। न चैतद्विद्मः कतरं न गरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीवामास ते अवस्थितः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रः। कार्पण्यदोषपतः स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमुदचेतः यस्या निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नं न हि प्रपश्यामि ममानुपान्यात् यच्छोक्तम् उच्चोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा असपत्नवरुद्धं राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाभिपत्यम्। संजय उवाच एवम् उक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः। तम उवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन् इव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः। श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोचान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांस भाषसे गतासून् अगतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडितः न तु एवं जातु नासं न त्वं नेम जनाधिपः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परं देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मोह्यति मात्र स्पर्शस्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णा सुख दुःखदाः अगामापायनो नित्य तां तितिक्षस भारतः यम हि नाव्यतयन्ति एते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभः समदुःखा सुखं धीरं न मृताय कल्पते नाशतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टवन्तस्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वम् इदं ततं विनाशम् अवयस्यस्य न कश्चित् कर्तुम् अर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहा नित्योक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो अप्रमेयस्य तस्माद् युद्धस्य भारत यैनं वेति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यो शाश्वतयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेद विनाशिनं नित्यं यैनम् अजमव्ययम् कथं सा पुरुषा पार्था कं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्ति आपो न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेदो अयम् अदायो अयम् अक्लेदो शोष एव च नित्य सर्वगता स्थानो अचलो अयं सनातनः अव्यक्तो अयम् अचिन्तो अयम् अविकार्यो अयम् उच्यते तस्मात् एवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुम् अर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाभावो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि जातसि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मात् अपि हार्यर्थे नातुं शोचितुम् अर्हसि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति कथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वापि एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्। देहि नित्यम् अवध्यो अयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत, तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि। स्वधर्मम् अपि चावेक्षा न विकम्पितुम् अर्हसि। धर्मस्यायुधि युद्धाश्रेयो अन्यान् क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते। यदिच्छयो चोपपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारम् अपावृतं सुखिनः क्षत्रिया पार्था लभन्ते युद्धम् ईदृशम्। अत चेत्त्वम् इमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि, ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवाप्स्यसि। अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते भयाम्, समवेत्यस्य कीर्तिः मरणात् अतिरिच्यते। भयादरणात् उपरतं ममन्ते त्वं महारथः, येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यस्यासि लाघवम्। अवाच्यवादां च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहितः, निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्। हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्, तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः। सुख दुःख समे कृत्वा लाभ लाभो जयान्धयो, ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि। एषता अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धि योगा तो इमां शृणु, बुद्धिया युक्तो यया पार्था कर्म बंधम प्रहास्यसि। नेहा विक्रम नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते, स्वल्पं यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्। व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एके है कुरु नंदना, बहुशाखय अनन्तश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्। यामिवां पुष्पितं वाचं प्रवदन्ति अविपश्यतः, वेदवादरता पार्था नान्यत् अस्ति वादिनः। कामत्मनः स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फला प्रदान, क्रिया विशेष बहुलां भोगैश्वर्य गतिं प्रति। भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया अपहृत चेतसां, व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते। त्रैगुण्या विषया वेदा निश्रैगुण्य भवार्जुना, निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्य सत्वस्थो निर्गोक्षेमम् आत्मवान्। यावनर्थ उदपाने सर्वथा संप्लुतोदके, तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः। कर्माणि एव कर्मण्येवाधिकारहते मा फलेषु कदाचन, मा कर्मफल हेतुभो मा ते संगोऽस्तु अकर्मणि। योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जयः, सिद्धि असिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते। दूरे नहि अवरं कर्म बुद्धि योगा धनञ्जय, बुद्धौ शरणम् अन्विच्छ कृपणः फल हेतवः। बुद्धि युक्तो जता हि जहातीह उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते, तस्मा योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्। कर्मजं बुद्धि युक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः, जन्म बन्धा विनिर्मुक्तः पदं गच्छन्ति अनामयम्। यदा ते मोह कलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति, तदा गन्तासि निर्भेदं श्रोतस्य श्रुतस्य च। श्रुति विपरीत श्रुति व्रतरिपन्नाते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चलः, समाधौ अचलं बुद्धिः तदा योगम् अवाप्स्यसि। अर्जुना उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव, सिद्धि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजाहति यदा कामान् सर्वा पार्थ मनोगतान्, आत्मनेवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञः स उच्यते। दुःखेषु अनुद्विग्नमनः सुखेषु विगता स्प्रियः, वीतराग भया क्रोधः सिद्धि उच्यते। यः सर्वत्रानिभस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम्, नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः। यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मो अङ्गानि सर्वशः, इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः। विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः, रसवर्जरसोऽपि यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते। यततो हि अपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्यतः, इंद्रियाणि प्रभातीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः ध्यायतो विषया पुंसः संगस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधः अभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागदेश विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्ये विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानि अश्योपजायते प्रसन्न चेतो हि आशु बुद्धि पर्युक्त तिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धि अयुक्तस्य न च युक्तस्य भावना न चाव्यक्तः शांति अशांतस्य कुतः सुखम् इंद्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनो अनुविधीयते तस्य अस्या हरति प्रज्ञा वायुर्नाव इवाम्बसि तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतं सर्वशः इंद्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्या जागृति भूतानि या निशा पश्यतो मुनेः आपूर्ण्यमानम् अचल प्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति सद्वत् तद्वत् काम यत् प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न काम कामी विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् उमां चरति निष्क्रियः निर्मरो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति एष भूतानि एष ब्रह्मी स्थितिः पार्था नयनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थितिवास्याम् अंतकाले अपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणं गच्छति हरे कृष्णा थैंक यू वेरी मच Hare Krishna. Admin's done.
Yes, Prabhu.
Only thing is that changing pages, if shloka and the English transliteration is there, any one of you can do. It's easy. You understand? Changing
Yes.
pages. If you just cut paste and make into one file, and you should have the fonts with you. It will not be made unless you have some diacritical font like Balaram or something. Okay? You can make that ready. Every chapter we can chant. And you people can practice maybe 10 shlokas each, and together 3-4 people can do that. Look nice. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Hello. Hare Krishna. So we start the chapter now, 6:10 already. Ideal is that we do this before the class, Anna. So some people time will be very tight. We can directly start Bhagavad Gita. Here it is, chapter 2. Aryan, Kavan Gowda, there was some, we fixed it up some, this error unteachable, we have corrected. They said you got certificate. No, certificate is, you will not get, you have to finish all 18 chapters. Okay, the teacher link will be forwarded on a WhatsApp group. I am very confused regarding structure of the course, where you should be following stuff. Can admin guide me on? Shivam ji, all the admins, you have shared the teachable link in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, Prabhu.
Please check
Yes,
out.
Prabhu.
Everybody has done because there are not one, there are many groups. It should not have. Shiva, one thing is there. That in case it happens, actually every WhatsApp group, there is a group admin. Please, you should find time and they will on the real time interact with you. But there is a, in case you find that that doesn't happen, I'm always there. You can always write to me. I have an email ID. Okay. In fact, You can always write to me because I don't want to use other mediums like Facebook and all. They are, most for entertainment and thousands of messages will come. Not time. So better use email. You write to me on email. You can locate me. This will be real time and I will be able to reply to you. Okay. So, but don't expect immediate reply from me because I may be in a class. Okay. But I'll try. Is it okay? Anybody suppose something you're not able to get from your admin, some question you want to have personally to me, use my email ID and write to me. Okay, is it fine? Namadas@gmail. Very simple email ID. This is my name, part of my name, Nama Das, servant of the holy name of the Lord and Gmail. Okay, Hare Krishna. Done. So now let us start the chapter. This chapter has the maximum number of one of the chapters, one the second and one the 78. Second chapter and the 18th chapter has almost whole Gita inside it. Therefore, it takes Krishna in the beginning answers all Krishna's queries. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is finished in the second chapter itself. And after teaching to Arjuna, Krishna summarizes again the whole Bhagavad Gita. So two times you can say the whole Gita. Hare Krishna. Gita Jnana, going from Krishna to Arjuna. This chapter is also known as Gita Saramsha. Whole Gita is there because Arjuna's all the five queries are answered. He had hesitation on five counts, and Krishna patiently answers all his hesitations. After that, yes, Arjuna has nothing to say. He cannot say anything.
Prabhuji, can you please check your audio, Prabhuji? It's echoing.
Mine is the recording is there, but my audio is clear. That's enough. Voice is clear.
For few participants are saying that it's not clear, Prabhuji.
How it can be. Now, are you able to hear very clearly?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can hear.
We
And
can
what
hear.
can do? That is, see, I'm using an audio device. My audio has to be very clear. Hare Krishna. ठीक है ना? It's clear, no? Yeah. Most of the people use laptop or mobile audio. I'm not using. I'm using an audio device. It should be very clear. Hare Krishna. You admins just check my voice is clear. That's enough. Okay. We cannot control.
Yes, Prabhuji. Clear.
Gita Saramsha. So quick recap. In the last chapter, we saw the 5 reasons Arjuna does not want to fight. Compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, and indecision. The 5th reason I took from the 2nd chapter, early shloka 2.6. And in the other 4, I took from the 1st chapter. 5 reasons Arjuna does not want to fight. He frankly expresses himself to Krishna and then he does something. Arjuna said, "Oh, killer of the enemies, or killer of Madhu, how can I counteract with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship?" Very nice. The great soul, very pious. Even though externally he's a very powerful warrior, he's a very great personality. And he says, "I cannot do this, Krishna. You what? I can worship them now. worthy of my worship. If you want, I'll do arti now for them. I cannot raise my weapons again. How can I do this, Krishna? Very apt question and expresses Arjuna's dilemma. There was no way to answer this except lifting Gita on a spiritual platform. Before that, 2.7, Arjuna surrenders. Now, the first chapter I explained to you, and I hope you all appreciated, and I was very thankful. There are all the three people have a different perspective to the war: Dhritarashtra, Arjuna, and Duryodhana. And Arjuna here surrenders to Krishna. So beautiful. He is such a soft-hearted. He showed himself like such a soft-hearted person that is befitting a great devotee of the Lord. Very soft-hearted. And a kind of statement. I can do worship for them, Krishna. How can I lift my weapon against them? Very soft-hearted, saintly person. Now let us look at the final something. I can set my Arjuna surrender. So what my point was, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to take the attitude of Arjuna. And if you do not want to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to take Arjuna attitude of Dhritarashtra. You decide what you want. So you have all come to understand Bhagavad Gita. You have to take his attitude. Okay, just to set the camera. Yeah. So anyway, we are not interested in Dhritarashtra's attitude, total not doing what he's supposed to do. Arjuna does something very wonderful. Now, in the footsteps of Arjuna, following the example of Arjuna, let us also surrender to Krishna today, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, you'll not be able to understand. Krishna also did not speak anything till now. He did not give any instruction to Arjuna. He said, Arjuna, this is anar justam. You're speaking like uncivilized person. That's all. But did not instruct him till now. The second chapter, Krishna tells, Anare justam aswargam. Arjuna, what are you doing? Now let us follow in the footsteps of Arjuna and also surrender to Krishna so that we can understand Bhagavad Gita. I think you're all with me. Now this shloka, please, the meaning particularly, speak from your heart. I'll explain this shloka. Karparna dosha. Dosha means fault. It is not easy to accept our fault. People are so proud today. You tell them their fault, they get angry. Such bore mare rattha. You tell truth, people hit you with a stick. That's what the truth in the word is. Many times you know something is wrong, you can't say, but people become angry. Krishna told Arjuna in the third shloka, Arjuna, what happened to you? Hridaya Darbalyam. Hridaya Darbalyam. Karparna dosha uphata sabhava. So Krishna, by miserly weakness, upahata sabhava, my whole nature is afflicted. Prichami tam dharma samoda chetaha. Therefore, I am coming forward to you and asking some question. Dharma samoda chetaha. I do not know today what is my duty. I am totally confused. What is my duty? Karparna dosha upahata sabhava. Prichami tam dharma samoda chetaha. Yashya shya nishitam brohitan me. Tell me, Krishna. Shaya means ultimate good. Praya means immediate good. I do not immediate. Tell me what is ultimately good for me. Definite good. Makes everything definite. Today I am so confused. Dharma samudaha. I am very confused. What is my duty? Shishya. Krishna, I am your disciple now. Shadi. Please instruct me. Why? Tam prapanna. I surrender to you. From the heart, offer this prayer to Krishna. That is my request. Karparna dosha. My Lord, I am really confused. I do not know what I am supposed to do. I'm coming to you. Okay? My mind is Karparna dosha means there are miserly weakness which is harassing my mind. Therefore, I come to you, my Lord, Dharma Samoda Chetaha, because I'm bewildered. I do not know what is my duty. Sheha, therefore, please instruct me what is the best for me. Shya Nishitam me, Shishya, I am your disciple. Please instruct me. Okay. So this is a prayer of surrender. You have to make this prayer if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a great mystery, exactly like Mohini Murti. It will not give you nectar unless you have the proper attitude. So develop a proper attitude, then only you can understand Bhagavad Gita. While speaking learned word, Ashochan Anvashochastam Pragyamadam Sabhashase Agat Gatasuna agatasuna cha nanu shochanti pandita. Krishna is instructing Arjuna. Look at Arjuna very nicely. Oh no. Krishna is instructing him. What is that? Why speaking learned words? You are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Ashochan anuvashochastam. You are crying for something which is not worthy of crying. Gatasun, those who are learned, cry not for any condition. Or gata means jo gaya. Agata abhi nahi gaya, gaya hai, but jane wala hai. Gatasun agatasun cha nanushochandi pandita. A learned man does not cry for somebody who has gone or is about to go. Doesn't cry. So they see difficult condition, he doesn't cry. You saw the saint face person. Very nicely Krishna is instructing Arjuna. You are actually a fool, number one. But it doesn't say directly. We should not break the heart of the disciple. Krishna is teaching us. Don't say a disciple, you are a fool. You break his heart. What do you say? Arjuna, you're speaking like a learned person, but learned people don't speak all this. Indirectly, you're a fool. Number one. Actually, Arjuna makes big speech in the first chapter. And when I read first time the chapter, he's correct, no? Looks correct. So now Krishna has to instruct answer to his 5 questions. Before that, another point to be instructed is that Krishna is addressed by Vedavyasa in this chapter as Shri Bhagavan. So I want to explain 2 meanings of it. There are many meanings of the word Bhagavan. One meaning is Bhagavan means who has 6 opulences unlimitedly. Bhagavan possesses the opulences unlimitedly. Van means the possessor, Bhaga means opulences. And there are 6 opulences. They are unlimitedly rich. Krishna showed that in Dwaraka built 16,108 palaces. First thing in this world, most important people look how much wealth somebody has. Yes, nobody can excel Krishna in that. He's Narayana himself, and he showed on earth unlimited opulence. Aishwarya, some virya, power. Krishna lifted a mountain with one finger of the left hand. Yesterday we were reading in the night 8:30. You're all welcome. Same link, daily night we read Krishna Leela, 8:30. So Krishna lifted at 8 o'clock we do the Kartik Aarti. Okay, so we can join us in the night. So lifted a mountain with his finger, showed unlimited power. We may have some power, we can lift 20 kilos. Generally say people can lift only their weight itself, great thing. Krishna lifted the whole mountain. Then Ashwatthamagrasa Virya Shasha Shiyaha Shiha Yasha, first Yasha, fame. 5,000 years, more than 5,000 years are over, still Krishna is being talked about. We will not be even remembered in the same life. But Krishna is 5,000 years, still people are chanting his name. Yasha, Shia, beauty, unlimited beauty. Whoever saw Krishna, any girl, she wanted to marry Krishna. He was so beautiful. Even many the demons used to come to fight with Krishna. First thing they say, whatever it is very beautiful. Even Kaliya said, so beautiful he is. Jnana, knowledge. Krishna spoke Gita for half an hour to this day. 18-day course, you're not able to understand it. 1 year we take to understand how much knowledge he has. And Vairagya, totally detached. So many ways Krishna was totally detached. Because of the 6 opulences of the Lord make him Bhagavan. Another meaning of the word Bhagavan is Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. Vadanti Tattavidas Tattamadvami Advayam. Purnima, please wait kariye. Vadanti Tattavida Tattamajnanam Advayam. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate. So there are 3 conceptions of the God. First level is just like a cloud. When you see a mountain from a distance, the mountain looks like a cloud. That is the first conception of a mountain. When you go near, you can see shape in the mountain. Some tree you can see. When you go near, in the mountain, you can see birds eating the fruits. All the 3 are vision of the mountain, but at different levels of focus. From a distance, just like a cloud. Near, you can see shape of the mountain. More near, you can see activities. So God is also understood in the 3 phases. Mostly, we understand God as some light. Many people say God power, God is a, yes, I believe. Okay, very nice, you believe. What do you believe? What do you believe? He is some light, some power. Okay. That is one level of understanding. Not correct, incorrect, but beginning. Go more ahead. Suppose somebody says, I am seeing mountain and the cloud. Correct. Go more ahead. Go now more towards God. Next level understanding God is the Paramatma. Sorry, first level Brahman, second level Paramatma, the beautiful form, 400 form of the Lord, Shankar Chakra Gada Padma. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan. Paramatma is all-knowing aspect of the Lord. Brahman is eternal, Sat, nature of the Lord. Atma is also eternal. And then Paramatma is all-knowing. God knows everything. What is going on? He's there inside every atom. Just like Narasimha came from a pillar. He's everywhere. He's sitting inside atom also. Krishna is everywhere. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Bhagwan, a third aspect of God. God having sweet pastime with parrot. I chose parrot again because continuing with the parrot analogy. You know the language of the parrots also, and having sweet pastime. So what are the three aspects of absolute truth? Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Okay. They not spend. So this is for therefore Bhagwan. So why I so spoke that? So don't take the words of Krishna lightly. The words of the Supreme Personality. Got it? I'll go to these aspects later in the Bhagavad Gita as it comes in 12th chapter. Dehinosmini yatha dehe. This is the first argument of Krishna. Dehinosmini yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatarana mohiyati. Now it's the first argument of Krishna countering the first thing Arjuna's compassion. Krishna is saying these are crocodile tears. Why? Dehinosmini, we are not the body, we are soul. Really? How do you say so? So Krishna has spent from 2.11 to 2.30, 20 shlokas on the what is called as Sankhya. This chapter is also known as chapter of Sankhya Yoga because there is a description of soul separate from the body. Predominantly in this chapter, Krishna is dedicating 20 shlokas. 11 I told you, Ashocha and Anvashochastam. 12 is Nattevaham Jatunasam Nattam Nemi Janadipaha Nachayavana Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayam Ataha Param. Dehinosmini yatha Krishna. So after telling in the 12th chapter, 12th shloka, of the individuality of the soul. The God is individual, you are individual, the kings are individual. Krishna now gives a proof of presence of the soul. Please hear this proof very carefully. Dehino asmini yatha dehe. Dehina means the possessor of the body. Dehe, in this body, asmin dehe. So just by seeing word-over-word meaning in the shloka, you can learn everything. Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara. You are seeing three stages of the body: childhood, youth, and old age. Dehinasmini yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. You have three stages of see. Tatha, in the same way, okay, we are in the body. For understand the first two lines. We had a childhood body. I had a childhood body. I can remember the body is not there now. I remember Delhi, standing in Delhi, waiting for my school bus, and I can't see the school bus. There's so much kohra, so much fog and mist early morning. Can't see one bit. Little we remember a childhood. You can remember your house where you used to stay, that you used to play outside your house. You can remember little bits here and there. But the body is different. The body is gone. Now, even though the childhood body is gone, but I know I am existing. And I know I was there. What was there? But the body is not the same. What was there? Actually, the soul, not the body. Body is gone. Very logical and scientific proof. Dehina asmin yatha dehe. In this body, there is the possessor of the body who sees three stages: kaumaram, yauvanam, jara. Tatha, in the same way, deha antara praptihi. When we die, we take a new body. Dhiras tatarana mohiyati. The sober person is not bewildered by such a change. It does not cry like Arjuna, what a bad relative. Why you cry? Nobody dies. So this is Krishna's counter for the first objection Arjuna to fight. He is feeling compassion. He had not only so much compassion, he had tears in his eyes. Tam tata kripaya vishram ashupunaksha lekshanam. Tears were in his eyes. 2.1. That is the first shloka of this chapter. Here is the explanation. The body is continuously changing, but you are the same person. Now, at the end of the class today, I'll take some questions. At 7:30 to 8, it is for people who have time, not for everybody. I will give 18 reasons we are not the body. So those are interested, after the wait for the end of the question answer, I'll spend half an hour explaining this 18 reasons, which I show to students. Every day, I'll do something half an hour extra. These classes are actually called bridge classes, very much faith giving. And I designed it for the college students because I cannot even teach Gita with them. They laugh. There is a propaganda by foolish people. These are all mythology. It's not myth, sir. It's a fact. More scientific than your so-called science. Simply myth. This word, I don't know how they have called it. So offensive it is. Mythology. Okay. This is clear. I think it's clear to everybody. Then Krishna also not only introduces the soul, gives the properties of the soul. Suppose in periodic table, you give some new element, then you have to tell the properties. Krishna tells some properties of the soul. Nainam chendanti shastrani, you cannot cut it by any weapon. Nainam dahati pavaka, you cannot burn it. Nachayanam kledayanti apo, naso shayati marutaha, you cannot dissolve it in water. And the marutaha, you cannot dry it. You cannot cut it into pieces, nor can you burn by fire, nor moisten by water, nor wither by the wind. Different things. Then Arjuna's first objection is now taken care. He said, I will kill my relatives. Krishna, you cannot kill anybody. Yeah? So be peaceful. Soul does not die. We are not the body, we are the soul. Body is always dead. There's nothing killing the body of somebody. It's just a packet, just like a dress I'm wearing. Kurta is never alive or dead. Just a dress. Then the second Arjuna's objection was that, what is the benefit in this? I don't know the fight. Everybody calculates his own benefit. I don't find any use fighting this war. Use? Arjuna, if you fight this war and you die, you go to heaven because you fought for a right cause. And if you win, you get a kingdom on earth. So you're asking benefit. I see only benefit either way. Either you win or lose, there is only benefit for you. Also, Krishna tells Arjuna something. If you do not fight the war and walk away now in front of everybody, do not think that Duryodhana and his friends will take it in a right spirit, that you are compassionate on them. What they will say? Darpok dar gaya. This fellow panicked and ran away. And they will be laughter here in the battlefield. Hey, you're the coward who ran away. Look, he's running away. And then Arjuna, you'll not be able to bear that insult. Better die here. Better fighting you die instead of die of shame. We have no way to escape. Krishna has such arguments, Arjuna cannot. These are the words which explain that. Avachivadam shavahum vadishanti tavahitaha nintantas tava samartyam tato dukkha taram nukim. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful to you? A very intelligent argument. Where will go? Then hatova prapsashi sarvam. If you die, you're getting swarga. Jitava bhokshi seimaham. If you win, you get kingdom on earth. Tasmat utishta kaunteya yuddha sakrita nishaya. So if you're talking about benefit, I can see only benefit either way. So Arjuna is checkmated on second objection. Then I'm just showing you the shloka numbers. All these notes are with you. We're going to give you PDF of this. You can see that it's just going so systematically. If you look this section shlokas, 10 to 30 spoke that, 31, 37 he spoke the second part. He's just answering his 5 objections systematically, shloka after shloka. That's all the second chapter is. And I'm telling you in a gist. You can read individual shlokas, but don't get lost there. See the thread of thoughts, the flow of thoughts which is going on. Then the next Arjuna's objection. This is sin. Neha virkam nashvasti pratyavayona. The sin, Arjuna. Hanuman burned the whole Lanka, no sin. And Vibhishana left his kingdom and surrendered to Lord Rama. When he said that, everybody called him Kuladhohi Deshadhohi. No problem, no sin. He surrendered to Krishna, Lord Rama. He is worshipped. There are temples of Vibhishana. Vibhishana is worshipped. Go Ranganatha, Trichy, they worship him. He was the one who brought the deity from Ayodhya. And Hanuman, every street in India is worshipped. But he burnt whole Lanka. Yes, that's fine. They deserve that. Neha Virkamanashvasti Pratyavayo na vidyate. Rather, Salpa, little service to the Lord you do, Trayate Mahato Bhayat. He can save you from the greatest danger. And there was a small rat. He was fond of eating cherries. So what happened? One day, he saw a lamp which is about to extinguish. He doesn't know this is lamp of the Lord. He thought it's cherry because it looks reddish at the end. So he jumped on it to eat it. And in the process, the lamp which is about to extinguish, the thread moved in the forward and lamp started burning very nicely. So Lord took it. This rat is doing my arti. Oh, very nice. So Krishna is so great. He takes even the smallest of thing as very big thing. But in the whole process, what happened? The oil fell on him and he was burned to death. Oh, he gave his life to worship me. So Krishna's nature is always so big. It takes even small service as very big. So there is no loss ever to worship the Lord. Then there was the point, the third point, what about the samskaras? The fourth point, rather, now answer for. Third was, we just did. Third was sin. There is no sin. When you're serving the Lord, there is no sin. Okay. The fourth, is the samskaras. Look at this. Arjuna is worried of this. If I kill all the men in the battlefield, who will teach the child how to wear dhoti? Not only that, I'm just signifying father has a role to play in the upbringing of the child, how the mother do everything all alone. He's very, and not only that, even mother is left unprotected at home. Who will protect their wives at home? So he's very worried of the situation. Krishna says, Arjuna, rather look at another angle. If you run away from the battlefield, you're setting a very bad example. You're not ordinary man. You are a Sheshta. You're a very respectable person in society. You have many big certificates. Many great personalities have blessed you. You are a very famous person, Arjuna. And if you run away from the battlefield, you set a very bad example. You are saying by killing people, you make the children Varna Shankara, good for nothing. The Arjuna used the word in the first chapter, Varna Shankara. Arjuna, I tell you, by running away from the battle, we create Varna Shankara because anything, tomorrow exam is there, NEET exam is there, or your JE exam is there, you will just go away from the IEEE, whatever they call it today. You will just walk away. Why? Arjuna walked away. So why I'll fight? Any problem is there? I'll walk away. So you'll create Varna Shankas by not fighting rather than fighting. Don't worry. Yudhishthira Maharaj, after the war, created Vaikuntha on earth. Bhagavatam explains his rule. So don't worry, that your brother will take care. But be worried about what will happen if you do not fight. That will create Varna Shankara, not your fighting. Then fifth answer. Arjuna said, I'm really confused. I don't know what should I do. There are so many streams of thoughts this way and that way. I don't want to fight here actually. But if I look back, everybody is looking at me to fight. I'm totally confused. What should I do? So Krishna tells Arjuna, yes, fix yourself in order of Guru and Krishna. Then you'll have no doubt. What is the solution for it? Fix yourself on the order of Krishna or the Guru. Then there is no doubt. Vyavasayatrika buddhi ekehe kurunandana. When you will be the one pointed attention. It's like in a child. When Drodacharya asked me, Arjuna, what do you see? He said, I only see the eye of the bird. Oh, shoot. He was his pet disciple. Bahushaka yanantasya buddhayo avisayanan. But if you're not fixed in determination to serve Guru and Krishna, there are a million things to do. Just like on holidays there, what should I do? What do people think? I'll watch TV. I'll play some game. I'll go with friends for a party. I don't know what to do actually. If they try a million things and get bored after that. Like a pendulum, jumping from this to this and everywhere I'm frustrated. But if you fix yourself in Krishna consciousness, on the order of Guru and Krishna, you have one pointed intelligence. You don't shake. Okay? So over. All five Arjuna's objections answered. Let us revise. What is the first one? He was very much worried about the, let us go by slides itself. So you'll be able to relate and remember. So first one. First one was Arjuna was very worried. He was very worried of the, you're going to kill his relatives, grandfather, teacher. Krishna said, you don't kill anybody. We are not the body. Your soul, and soul does not die. Done. The second objection of Arjuna was, this is the properties of the soul in the first one. That what is the benefit of this war? I don't see any benefit. Benefit? You win the war or you lose. I see only benefit. You lose, you go to Swarga. You win, you get kingdom on earth. Benefit, or only benefit. And if you run away, they will make big fun of you, Arjuna. Be ready. You'll not be able to handle the laughter. Second, this is over. Second one. The third one, sin. Sin, there is no sin in this world. Rather, there is no loss, no diminution in this. And when you serve me, Arjuna, there is no sin. Just like you fight for the country, there is no sin. You get awarded. So you, on my behalf, you fight, Arjuna, not on your initiative. I'm taking the initiative. You fight. On my behalf, you do that. Like Hanuman jumped to Lanka, and when he saw they are given, they're offending the Lord, he burned the whole Lanka. Oh, nobody takes objection to that. He fought so valiantly. No objection to Hanuman fighting in the war. He gets credit. And Vibhishana left his kingdom, surrendered to Lord Rama. He is worshipped. So there is no sin. And I give you the example, how Lord takes a small service as so big. Therefore, he is fit to be worshipped. Then was the fourth one for samskaras. So Krishna says samskaras. If you do not fight Arjuna, that will lead to loss of samskaras. Then you're fighting. And then how do I fix myself? I'm confused what to do. Fix yourself in the order of Guru and Krishna. You'll have no confusion. So all the five are done. So chapter is finished. Now at the end, Arjuna asks about Sthita Prajna. What is the symptoms of a man who is self-realized? Yes, Seemaji, we will take your question. What's the symptom of a man who is self-realized? Prajahati yadha kaman sarva partha manogatan atmanevatmana tushtaha Sthita Prajna sa uchyate. Prajahati yadha kaman. So nice. Arjuna asks, Sthita Prajna sa ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava siddhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. This is Arjuna's question previous to that. Please tell me symptoms of a self-realized person. He asked 4 questions actually. And Krishna answers in the next verses till the final verse. Symptoms of a self-realized person. Prajahati yada kaman. He gives a all plan of enjoyment. Sarva partha manogatan. Knowing the plans of enjoyment are only hallucinations of the mind. Atmani evatmana tushtaha is fully satisfied in the self. So the prajna sochate. These are all mind control techniques from Bhagavad Gita. I know example is Prahlad Maharaj, not at all, never disturb. Whatever they try to do is always peaceful. In fact, ISKCON was founded, I told you, by great Acharya Srila Prabhupada, same thing. 26 years to 70 years. If you read how much he tried to establish ISKCON movement in your tears will come in your eyes. Alone, single-handedly tried to do it with no support. But always peaceful. He wrote the books, just read those books. You'll not find any unhappiness. There is so much happiness in those books. So much with great clarity and happiness is writing those books. Depending on the Lord, when it happens, it will happen. That is Sthita Prajna. Very nice shloka is also given for mind control techniques. I will develop 27 techniques of mind control. I'll explain to you later. Okay? One by one. Today will be, how do you know we are not body or soul? That is most important today. From next time I'll start. It'll take me some time. Yada samaharate chayam kurmo angani sarvashaha indriyani indriyatrebhyaha tasya prajna pratishtata. Just like a kurma. I was seeing one video once. On tigers catch it. It cannot do any, they are not able to do anything. It goes inside the shell. They're just playing with the shell like a ball, it's rolling. You can't do anything. It's totally protected. So kurma, why a kurma example of mind control technique? You should be so focused. Suppose I have to go from here to there. What the kurma does, takes his head out, looks at the direction, takes his legs and hands, slowly, he walks slowly, he reaches the destination, and then takes everything inside, and that's it. That's how you should be so focused. You have to go somewhere, eyes look in the direction, read the direction, and that's finished. No distraction here or there. So Krishna is taking example of kurma or mind control. It symbolizes a person's mind is totally focused. At the same end, there are some more techniques of mind control. Krishna shows how the mind gradually degrades. Dhyato vishayapam saha sangasteshu vijayate sanga sanjayate kamaha kama krodha vijayate. In the beginning, it's contemplation. What is that? That leads to attachment. I'll talk about it in detail when I talk about mind control. And what happens? You get distracted. Then you get attached. Sangasteshu vijayate. One day before you don't know that girl. I cannot live without her. Okay, what happened to you? Sanga sanjayati kama, I want. Kama krodha, I want. Krodha vijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. When the anger comes and delusion comes in the mind. Sammoha suti vibramaha. You lose your memory. Pritibamshad buddhi nasho. Person, buddhi nasho falls down in the middle word. Buddhi nashat pranashati. He loses his intelligence and then falls down. So the 8 stages of fall down of energy. Nobody falls down in one instance. 8 stages. So scientifically told. I tell you, when I tell these shlokas in the colleges, the students are not like you. You are all pious hearing Gita. They don't believe in Gita. And people are there from every religion. They come with a mobile and take snap of the shloka. This is sir, this is logical, sir. As a logical, you can do PhD on this. Many psychologists told me PhD can be done. They say we cannot believe. These 8 stages are so systematic. Dhyayate vishya pumsa sangaste shubhajayate sanga sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate krodhad bhavati sammoha sammoha suti vibramaha suti mamashad buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. These are the stages. So in explaining the symptoms of self-realized man, Krishna gives nice techniques of mind control. In next chapter also, every chapter I collected 27 techniques. I'll explain to you slowly when I get time. So that's the chapter. We are ahead of time. Compassion, 2.11 to 30, we are not the body. So Krishna answers. Arjuna's objection was compassion. Krishna answered them in 20 verses. Can you see? Can't you see that? He's going so systematically as a good teacher. Any teacher will do that. Briefly answered, Arjuna finished. Now, rest of the book, Arjuna will ask now to expand all this more and more. Krishna will explain, whole chapters go in and explain. But Krishna did his job so perfectly as a teacher. Finished, answer. Not that you're here for 5 hours, then the answer will come. We get bored and some teacher is like that. No, it's immediate answer. No enjoyment. He says, what is the enjoyment? Okay, 31 to 37. Heaven or kingdom. What's the problem? Fear of sinful activities. Arjuna's. So Krishna answers in 33, 2.33. Do your duty, Arjuna. Talking about sin. We don't talk of sin. There is no sin when you're doing your duty. And 38 to 53, Krishna says, is service to the Lord, there is no sin. And Krishna will take away any sin if it is there. He will absorb it. Like a fire can burn unlimited water, just like a government says, fight. You fight on country's behalf, you get a medal. You're not punished if you kill some soldiers on enemy side. Similarly, when you serve the Lord, there is definitely no sin, but we should not misuse this. Destruction of the family tradition. Krishna says, I explained to you. Also, one more shloka come in the 3rd chapter. Yad yad acharati sheshta tat tat evataro jana sayat pramanam kurute loka tat anuvartate. That will come, don't worry. So destruction of family tradition, Krishna said, no. You will destroy family tradition by running away rather than killing people. And indecision, Krishna served the Lord with firm determination. Vishayavani vartante niraharisa dehinaha rasavarja rasopi asya param drishtva nivartate. Okay, so this chapter is done. Now we are back. We are 7 minutes ahead. Anybody has any question?
Yes. If anyone has a question, they can put it in the chat or they can
Wait.
raise their hands.
Wait a minute. Chat box has to be enabled. Yes. Are you able to see the chat box? Now the questions coming up. I think you will be able to see. I put only host only so that people don't disturb everybody. Admins, you can see if somebody puts up a question.
Yes, Prabhuji. We can see
Nah.
the chat.
Now you can see Sudarshan Kote has put a question. Can you see that?
No, Prabhuji.
He's not able to see. Huh? So I will put to everyone publicly. Okay, good. Okay, so some. Yes, Gauri Joshi, I'll explain 27 techniques. Not today. Today I'll talk about the soul at 7:30. Tomorrow I'll start. It will take me 3-4 times to do it. Okay, Hare Krishna. Today even I can complete 18 reasons we are not the body will be mind-boggling. 18 reasons from Gita we are not the body. Isn't it interesting? Yes, Hare Krishna. Aishwarya Samagrasya Viryaya Shashashriya. Chalo, please take up the admins.
Prabhuji, one of the devotees asking, 6 opulences are rich, power, fame, beauty, knowledge. Please let us know the 6th one.
Most important one, renunciation, total detachment. Krishna made this beautiful world, material world. He has no attraction. He's playing with Mother Yashoda in the spiritual world. He's totally detached. He left Vrindavan, he never came back. Totally detached. Vairagya isn't an opulence. We respect somebody, no? He's so detached. Krishna is totally detached. Okay, renunciation is the last one. Yes.
Participants can raise their hands too, and we will let them unmute and ask questions. Or they can write in the chat box. Yes, we will. Prabhuji, somebody wants to see the second last slide again.
Second last. You like them? Very nice. You will get these notes, so you can always refer to them. Can you see this slide? Is the slide visible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Here it is. First is the contemplation. Curiosity is the place our problem starts. What is that? And then attachment, you get lost in that thing. You don't even know that thing, then attachment. And lust, yeah, it's not only for sex desire, for any desire, lust is desire to enjoy. Kama, I want to enjoy. Kama, I want. Krodha. And then once you get angry, then you start losing yourself. You get delusion. Then your memory goes, then your intelligence is lost, and then you fall down. Yes, Hare Krishna.
When body changes from childhood to youth, same soul exists. But after death, we miss the soul. How do we deal with it, Guruji?
I'm trying to understand. We miss the soul means the person, your relative goes away. You miss the person. Which way we miss the soul? See, what happens, many people say, what is the proof of reincarnation? My argument was that already in the same life, reincarnation is going on. The body is gone. And then cells are dying, new cells are coming. I'm not growing like a balloon. Cells are dying and new cells are coming. Body is changing like a snake. You're throwing the skin. The cell, we are throwing the dead cells continuously. It's not like a balloon growing. Okay. So body is totally different. It's not yesterday, if you are the body, yesterday you didn't attend the class. Some other person attended the class because it's a different body now. Scientifically, I'm speaking. We are not growing. We are changing. New cells are coming, old ones are dying. But I have the continuity. Yesterday, I know I took the class. At least I am sure. And you are also sure you
Bye, good morning.
Yes.
7 o'clock, baby.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jimmy bega episode rala.
Yeah. Somebody is waking up the child. 7 o'clock, get up, get up. Yes, Hare Krishna. Yeah, take care, admits. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Good morning, Prabhuji. I
Yeah.
had a question. You
Yes.
mentioned earlier on that Krishna mentioned to Arjuna that if he leaves the war, then Duryodhana is going to make fun of him and he's not going to be able to handle that criticism.
Hmm.
What is Krishna's teaching on handling other people's criticism? Is it something that we should be bothered by?
Oh, interesting. See, the question was like that. So Krishna also answers in the same tune. I understand it's a material answer, but the question of material. What kya fayda hai? हाँ, फायदा ही फायदा है. You understand? Krishna answers from every angle. He doesn't want him 360 degrees answer is there. Now, if you say, Arjuna says, why, what is the benefit? Huh, what benefit? You understand? Because his question was material, the answer was material. Other answers are spiritual. That you're not the body, your spirit, soul. Krishna is not that's the only answer he gives. Okay? So others criticism, but see, reality you should take. We speak ideally thing. And suppose you are insulted, you can't handle it. The more higher you are, more painful it is when you fall. And Arjuna was known as a very, very respected warrior. And when imagine Arvind the Bose, darpok bhag gaya. Krishna is dealing with Arjuna. Arjuna, you're playing the role of a Kshatriya. So he's talking to him as a Kshatriya. Kshatriya cannot bear insult. It's not for a Kshatriya. Brahmana, what you're talking is for a Brahmana. Brahmana can ignore any amount of insult. Not a Kshatriya. Kshatriya cannot do that. Then he's not a Kshatriya. He's a Brahmana. You understanding? We are not by quality Kshatriya Brahmana. We are by birth we are not, by quality. Arjuna playing the role of a Kshatriya in the society. So Krishna is giving an answer which is for a Kshatriya. Kshatriya cannot be an insult. You know the example of Dhruv Maharaj. His stepmother insulted him, he did tapasya to get a kingdom greater than his father. And because he approached the Lord Narayana on the guidance of Narada, he got Dhruva planet. Correct? Yes, Mataji, does it make sense? What happened? Where did Bhattacharya Mataji went away? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It makes
It's
sense.
okay. Yeah. I'm just see, Krishna was so clever. he doesn't play like Lord Rama, Maryada Purushottam. You give him some cheating, he will give you answer also for that. So use it. Benefit. I'll tell you the benefit. Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. This is
Uh,
Sushmita. Yes.
Prabhuji, I had read that we need to offer some food and water to our ancestors, and that's a ritual, and it comes into the family traditions. But the one who's a devotee to Lord Krishna, and the reason why we offer that food and water is because if the ancestors are in some misery, that would release them from that misery. But a devotee of Lord Krishna, if he offers to Lord Krishna and prays, then it is not required, and that would actually help lot of ancestors to release and help them to release from their misery. So my question is like, then do we need to perform all these rituals? Like we have this every year, we have this star, and we see that, and we have to perform this Shraddha and there was exactly. And
See,
we also, yeah, yes.
as a devotee, you don't need to do anything. But at the same time, better not break the tradition because society will not allow you. When you're chanting Krishna Nama, when you're trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, this is itself a Shraddha. When Prahlad Maharaj asked Narasimha Deva, he was such a sweet boy, 5-year-old boy, so sweet. He's actually very great advanced Acharya, even though what he speaks is unbelievable. You read these prayers to Narasimha Deva, people don't know all that. People, there's a small incident. Read in Bhagavatam, 2 chapters of his prayer, full of knowledge. And then Narasimha is so happy with his prayer. He said, Prahlad, ask, I want to give you something. I don't know. I'm not doing business, my lord. I'm your dasa. I'm not just to get some blessing. I did all the prayer to you. No, no. No, ask something. Okay. Remove all the impurities within my heart. Ask something. Narasimha asked, okay, you want to asking, do one thing. Please forgive my heart. He did so much offenses to you and to your devotee, me. So Narasimha, forgive him. Huh? 21 generations I've liberated now. So there Acharya point out, when you become a pure devotee, that's actual real Shraddha. You liberate them. What little papa? You're liberating them totally from all the papa, not one, 21 generations together. That's the greatest Shraddha if you become a devotee. Sit down every day, chant the Nama of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You are hearing, trying to hear Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is giving some credit to all your ancestors. They are also getting blessed. They're getting commission, because whatever it is, when a son does good, it reflects great on the parents. Had they not trained you well, maybe you're not even hearing Gita today. They get credit for that. They get blessed by the Lord. So in that way, actually devotee doesn't have to do all this. These are all karma kanda activities, rather than all papa punya activities. He's in some papa, give him some punya. That's what Arjuna was very worried. If these people die here, samskaras will go away. Who will do Shraddha? So on a higher platform, I do appreciate what you're saying, but you're living in a society who will allow you to do that. Anna? So go
Yes.
along, always be very careful. At heart, if you sit down, attentively chant prayers to the Lord, chant some extra rounds for that person, Lord will definitely bless him. Every day you can do Shraddha by your every act and bless your ancestors. But rituals are also given in the Vedas all, it is not, it's given in the Vedas, the Karma Kanda division. Do it along also, because society will, and one thing, my devotion is also not so great, there are so many offenses in it, correct? I'm 50% devotee, 50% material. So balance both of them. That also don't stop it, because society will also not allow you to stop, correct? It'll create great disturbance in your family if you stop it suddenly. So go along the wind. Chalti Ganga mein haath dal do. Let it, the way river is moving, put your hand along. Correct? You suddenly go against, you'll have to face a society which will be difficult.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hey,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, this is Jaishankar. I have a question. As we can see, most of the shlokas are translated in proper English. So the Sanskrit, are all the Sanskrit words can be translatable, or it might have different meaning, right? Like, let's say we translate Atman to soul, right? So does it have any different meaning? Because we will be only reading the sloks meanings in English language, correct? So do you see any other meanings for Atman?
See what happens, just like Atma means the self. Now the self can mean 3 different things. For some people who are normal man, self he only thinks of the body. The self can also mean the mind for some people. And self can also mean, Atman can also mean the soul. Correct? So it can have 3 meanings. The same word can have various meanings. So what you wanted to conclude?
No, I mean, if we read in English, the translates from the sloks, is it okay? I mean, this is the proper way to go ahead,
No, see
right?
what happens. Look at the reality. Shankarji, we are preaching worldwide. Now you are very fortunate because you know Devanagari. Okay. Now suppose
Yeah.
this book you have out of your great desire, you went to America and you gave it to your friend who's American. Now he cannot read Devanagari script at all. He cannot. He doesn't know.
Absolutely. Yes.
But
Yes.
but therefore there is an international standard of transliteration which we use.
Mhm.
And you see the standard is such, it brings it to large degree, not 100%, because English language cannot stand near Sanskrit language. It's Devanagari script is the best script with all the vowels. You see now, this verse, do you look? Now, these things just don't exist in English. Sha, da, correct? What do you do? Sha, only one S is there. There are 3 kind of saw in Sanskrit, correct? So what we do
Right.
actually, to a large extent, we try to compensate it by these dots and all. Can you see that? There is a dot below t, makes it, you know, a t. What do you
Yeah.
do? So
So
we to some degree, we try to,
yeah,
kripaya,
correct.
Vaishnav,
So
ta.
I live in the US, and one of my American friend also asking the same question. That's why I just asked you the same
So there,
question.
in the end of the book, we have in the end of the Bhagavad Gita, we give the rules. This is
Okay.
in fact, this is the international standard, which was not used so much. And ISKCON Prabhupada Acharya saw that. He says, see other books, what they do on the
Beautiful.
net, they put A Kele, capital A. It doesn't even look good. It looks not even
Absolutely.
neat.
I understand.
This is
Yes.
standard, and we popularize the standard. Many people told that this is new standard. Prabhupada said, let them rise to standard instead of we going down. So this is makes for even an American reading very clear. He will
Beautiful.
even
Yes.
1999, but he cannot. Therefore, what I do, I tell you, when I was reading today, I was looking here for Sandhi Vichhed, because Sandhi Vichhed is just, this is all merged together, difficult to read. I
Right.
see Sandhi Vichhed here, and then I go back pronounce this one, because pronunciation is better directly from here.
Correct.
Exactly, because if you know Devanagari, which you have the benefit of being born in India, that always will be there. See, there's Ana, and
Yes.
even though you not get exactly this, So,
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Adati is asking if how do we understand Sanatan Dharma in these times?
Oh, beautiful. This chapter is started. Sanatana means you're not body, you're Atma. Sanatana means we're eternal. Now, how do you understand Sanatan Dharma? Today, mostly what people go to is by symbols, the dress, the tilaka. Without the dress, without the tilaka, here you can be more learned than me in Gita. Dress is not important. Knowledge is important. But today, the whole focus is on symbols. When Acharya Prabhupada went to America, he never talked about the dress and the symbols. He was talking about knowledge. When they understood the knowledge, dress came later. they, everything they copied. He gave this dress to millions of people. But he was not talking about the dress. He was talking about the knowledge. So Sanatan Dharma is in the knowledge first, not in the external features. That will come later. I tell you one interesting thing. When I joined ISKCON, we were building a beautiful temple in Bangalore. And by Krishna's grace, that mercy has come to us today. I told you yesterday, we got a big piece of land just before the course. So I shared with you. So I wrote to my one person whom I knew in my college, was a big Hindutva leader. So I wrote a letter to him that please help us. We're building a beautiful temple for Radha Krishna here in Bangalore. You know what he replied? Why did you write letter in English? We should written in Hindi. Is that the first thing? The knowledge is important or the language. So somehow we get too much lost on the externals than the main thing. Around the world is suffering because they lack the knowledge of Sanatana Dharma. We are not body, we are soul. If this knowledge goes to the whole, everybody in the world, people will Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma, everybody will become joyful. Just this much knowledge, I am not body, I am soul, will make the whole world joyful immediately. World is looking for an answer. 300 years. Now I'll take on the scientists. That's my pleasure. They have been trying to make people happy. Nobody has become happy. Even though they brought so many gadgets, everything, correct. Now some of you are living in America. In India, we all think America is heaven. Honestly, let us admit, correct? But reality, it's not a heaven that you thought of. There are enough problems there, there are enough problems everywhere. So, but we feel, so in this way, it is to be very clear, Sanatana Dharma can save the world. And Prabhupada said that. Now, just wait for the history to unfold. Prabhupada wrote it in his one letter. He said, he was a great Acharya. History will note the Sanatana Dharma saved the whole world. He said, it will be recorded in the history. Just wait and watch. He was one man. When he left the planet, it was already 1 million. He said, just work hard. 1 million will become 1 billion. Then the whole world changes. The world can change. It's not that the knowledge cannot be stopped. The real victory is victory of knowledge, sir, not weapons. Some people came artificially to suppress the country, for a few years, and the jokers went away. Knowledge is as it is. You cannot take away the knowledge. Say, suppose Somebody knows some knowledge. Say, I can see Ramesh ji here. You know some knowledge. And I cannot do anything. Can I take away the knowledge from you? No. Knowledge is such a thing, keep in pocket. Do what you want. You cannot take it away. You can force me, you can sit on my head for some time, go away. Knowledge is such a great gift that it cannot be stolen away. Suppose I get some money, then first tension is any day it may go, and then I feel sad I lost my money. Knowledge is such a thing. Keep it, now do what you want. And spiritual knowledge is life after life. It cannot be taken away at all. So it's a greater asset our country is the knowledge we have. And our Acharya said the world is suffering because we are not distributing the knowledge given in the Vedas. So that is Sanatana Dharma. I am eternal. God is eternal. And my connection, I am Sanatana, God is Sanatana. The abode of the Lord, Vaikuntha is Sanatana. How do I connect to the Lord? That is Sanatana Dharma. The Dharma which connects Sanatana soul to the Sanatana Lord in Sanatana Dharma is Sanatana Dharma.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mr. Murli Nandan, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Murali Nana, yes.
Prabhuji, I'm currently staying in United States, and I am
A beautiful
early.
name. Murali
Thank you,
Nana.
Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Tell me.
Yeah. So right now I'm like in the early stages of my career, and I have a couple of doubts regarding the concept of renunciation. So is it like my mom always talks to me about this being detached to the materialistic world and get away from all the like attachments which I can have from the wealth and all the other things. But is it also valid for different emotions which we hold for other people? I mean, if getting detached from materialistic things mean going to a step towards the God, doesn't it also mean that detaching ourselves from the people we surround ourselves with is also a step towards God?
Yeah. See, she gave you answer in your name itself. Be attached to Krishna. I tell you my life experience. I may be elder to you if you're saying you started your career. Give your heart to Krishna. Give to anybody, they'll break it. Give it to Krishna, he'll never break. He knows how to reciprocate. He knows how to reciprocate. Give your heart to Krishna, and in this world, act as a matter of duty. See, when I became devotee, my relation to my family became better. My parents, much, much better. You know, there was always between son and father, there's always an ego battle, correct? As he spent nothing and everything became so sweet. As a matter of duty. Yeah, as a matter of duty, duty should predominate, and duty makes a person worshipable. Suppose somebody is there, he said, I'm president of United States and I'm doing it as a duty. You say you're worthy of worship now. Hai? Like parents.
Right.
Parents, why do you worship them? Because they did so much for you. They don't expect anything in return. So why did they do it? A sense of duty. You're my child. It's my duty to take care. Suppose you are not well, parents are ready to sell all the property to take care of you, isn't it? The sense of duty.
Right.
They're not having business calculation. Now, when duty calculation comes in, person becomes very respectable. And any higher responsibility in society should be driven by duty, not financial. You don't like it to hear that. True. Suppose the president of America now, I don't know what happens to the reserve. He remains the president or not. It's okay, I worked hard. You give me $1 million, I worked hard. You say, I'll lose respect for you now. You should have done it a matter of duty, isn't it? So any high responsibility should be matter of duty. So the concept of duty should come within our heart. That is one part. Your question is Vairagya is a very big topic. Okay, this is fine.
Right. Also, like in the continuation of your answer,
we don't renounce work. We renounce the result of the work.
That makes sense.
Okay, you're working hard as an engineer. Work hard as an engineer. In America, you will get 100, 150,000, say max as an engineer, $200,000. Yes, but the profit you get, so glorify the Lord. That's what you get. Not that I don't take the money and throw it in the drain. Don't do that. You got the wealth. What do people do? They splurge. You know, the splurge. And let me have the most expensive car for what? Utility should be the principle. You need, I see, I'm using a camera here. So it's not that
Right.
I have detached. I'm also using, but utility is the principle. I didn't buy some fancy camera. There are everything you buy, there are fancy things available. No luxury. Buy what is utility, and that way, when you can, now we will, the next chapter is coming tomorrow, Karma Yoga chapter. You can have two ways of Karma Yoga. One is called Sakama, one is called Nishkama. Sakama is Karma Kandi people, very proud of their profession, very proud of their, I'm a great engineer, attached to the wealth, always thinking about what I'm going to get. So Sakama means from that take some portion and worship the Lord, one level. That's good. Some portion, small portion. And higher is Nishkama. You're working, I'm working for the Lord. You feel great pleasure. All the wealth that belongs to the Lord only, whatever I get. I can take something prasada for my simple living, but money belongs to the Lord. Lakshmi belongs to Narayana. Okay. I think that's what your mother went. And then the wealth that you get, I can use it to glorify the Lord. Whichever way. You can, distribute knowledge to your friends, hold some festival sometime, whichever way.
Yes.
Use it for the
That's
Lord.
beautiful.
That is difficult to reach Nishkama. At least you can begin with Sakama.
Right, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhu-
Krishna.
Like Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji. There is a question, Prabhuji. Krishna says body is just the carrier used by Atma. So how would you define Atma? What is Atma exactly? And how come it forgets who it is after it enters the body?
It's good Krishna makes you forget. Recently we had one, I'll answer the second one first. And please remember the first one, because second one is reminding what recently happened. One of our congregation was about the divorce. And in India, it's also become common now. 30 years of marriage, there was a divorce. And that lady, when the day she went, she told everything she told for the 30 years. The day I came to this house, you said this. You said, oh my God, they're rubbing their head. Yeah, better forget. It's good Krishna makes you forget. In life, better forget and proceed. Every mistake you keep remembering of any person, how are you going to live? So Krishna's kindness, he makes you forget. The various reasons you forget, that's a separate issue, because they change bodies. The reference to context, it doesn't seem any meaning now. Suppose last life I was an insect and flying. Even if I get some memory of that, doesn't make any sense to me. Number one. Number two, the pain of death and pain of birth also makes you forget. When you have some great accident, you see sometimes people survive a major accident. The trauma of that makes them forget everything. Whole disk is formatted by nature's way itself. So it's good the disk is formatted. I make a fresh beginning. See, the only thing in life is say, give me a fresh chance. Any person, as much sinful he may be, when he's being arrested, he always says, give me a chance, I'll be a good person. Everybody, all of us are asking a new, fresh chance. So Krishna gives you fresh chance every life, where you forget your past carriage. To some extent, I'll take 18 reasons. There is one, some people do remember past life and it has been verified. That's a separate issue. But generally, as a principle, 99.99% we do forget. It is good for us. Imagine we have to give exams here. Some exams are pending for previous life. You want to hear that? You have to pay some loans previous life. Better forget. I forgot everything. Better not remember.
Prabhuji, the first part of the question was, how would you define Atma? What is Atma exactly?
Atma, what is totally spiritual in nature, totally antimaterial. We talk about antimatter in the sense today in science about negative mass, negative spin, everything negative, and it meet merge. No, Vedas defining another kind of antimatter, no mass, no spin. It has no material properties at all. And that's what the goal, that's why the Bhagavad Gita, Ashara, amazing shloka there in the Bhagavad Gita, amazing. Because can't believe, you cannot, Nayanam Chindanti Shastrani, Nayanam Dahati Pavakaha. You can take it to the middle of sun planet, it cannot burn it. You are so great. In that sense, I am more powerful than the sun planet itself. Just imagine the glories of a small son of God, Atma. We are small and minute now. I'm telling you the difference in soul and God, like a photon. Sun is like God. But still that photon is enough for material world. Nobody in the material world can touch it. It's so powerful. You cannot cut it, you cannot burn it, you cannot dry it, you cannot do anything. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ramya Mataji, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji, while I was reading 2.13, I didn't understand the theory of Mayavadi. Could you explain Mayavadi theory of oneness of spirit, soul and all?
अब तो इतना मुश्किल प्रश्न है you have asked me. That will come later. You're all, by the way you said, Prabhuji, I know you are a devotee already. You're in touch with this.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, if a soul gets a animal body, is it any way to get out of it?
You're
And get
talking
a
about you are talking more about 2.12 than 2.13. Because
yes.
in one shloka, Krishna defeats two philosophies, Buddhism and Mayavadism. One. That's an acharya. One first. That is the first instruction of Krishna. Nattevaham jatunasam nattam neme janadipaha nacheva bhavishya. Oh, I am stucking in my tongue. Natu evam jatunasam nattam neme janadipa nachevana bhavishyamaha sarve vayam atah param. You see, previous shloka Krishna told Arjuna only this: you are crying for what is not worthy of crying. Knowledge didn't begin there. Knowledge actually begins from this verse. And he says what? That never the time I did not exist, you do not exist, this king did not exist. And never a time comes the future, we will cease to exist. Buddhist philosophy is defeated. See, we accept Buddha, he is the incarnation of Vishnu. We reject his philosophy because he spoke according to time. It was at that time needed, but it's not the Vedic philosophy. So Buddha talk about Shunya, Shunyavad. Shunyavad means after you die, all the Panchabhutas go and merge in the Panchabhuta. I cease to exist. Correct? Shunya. There is only Shunya at the end. Quite similar to the scientists today. They also say we are vacuum, become vacuum, something like that. But Krishna doesn't agree to that. He said there was never a time I was not there, and never a time I will not be there. So Shunya is this. Krishna is not agree. Agree? It is not Shunya. You are there always. Future you stay. It's not Shunya. You exist. It doesn't agree to Buddhism. Then Mayavadism says that I'll become God. Krishna says, no, you will remain, I will remain, the kings will remain. We don't become one. We still remain independent, separate individuals.
Okay.
But in Mayavada philosophy says, now God is in Maya. You are God. My God. How can God forget his God? That means the power to make you forget your God is greater than God.
Okay.
You don't, logically the philosophy is wrong. But they say one day we will become God. You cannot become God. Why? Because you will remain, God will remain. Bhavishyamaha. You are going to remain and God is going to remain separate individuals. So eternity or the individuality defeats both the philosophies of both Mayavada and Buddhism in the one shloka. That's an Acharya, Krishna. Isn't it?
Okay.
One shloka
Okay.
has done it.
Okay,
It's beautiful. It makes it very clear. 5 more minutes, then I'll tell you 18 reasons we are not the body. And it's going to be, I tell you, if you can stay, you will really love it. You really love it. It was made for students. I'll just take it, if possible, all 18, but whatever I can do. It will fun. Keep your copies and note down. Nobody will tell you 18 reasons. They tell you 4, 5, 7, 9. Here is 18. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Shivam Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself. Shivam Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself. Prabhuji, he's asked a question on the chat too.
He has unmuted. Hare Krishna, Shivam-ji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes.
So I had a question. I have seen Mahabharata a few times, and I even read it. It was from Gita Press. Everywhere, like Krishna has justified the occurrence of Mahabharata, that Mahabharata needed to happen because the ultimate goal was establishing righteousness, the dharma sthapna. But the messages that were served through the deaths of big characters, like Krishna has only justified the deaths of like Duryodhan, Bhishma Pitama, Karan. But in Mahabharata, there were around 20 Akshavani Senas. They had soldiers, all of them died, like everything was annihilated. And their deaths didn't serve any purpose in establishing righteousness. The messages that were given were only through Bhishma Pitama, Duryodhan, Dronacharya, the big characters. Like why was such an incredibly high death count needed? There were so many soldiers, small soldiers, that died just for this.
How is it justified? See, yes, little reflection on this, I can ask a new question. I never heard this question. Thank you for that. You're thinking deeply. See, there is one reason is that the earth, when it gone to Bhudevi, had gone to Brahma to pray. What are the problems? Earth, Bhudevi said, too many uh, unwanted people, trampling the earth with unwanted desires. Okay, and that is referred to the Kshatriya of huge number of army of many demons which were harassing the earth. So burden of reducing the burden of earth was to reduce this burden of huge armies, which were harassment for the innocent public. So therefore, the armies were annihilated. Correct? You understood? Big armies of this nonsense leaders were annihilated because they reduced the burden on the earth. Krishna himself, how many times he annihilated Jarasanta's army? Almost same size, 16, 17 Akshauni, he annihilated how many times? 16, 17 times. He was reducing the burden on earth. And then he had one Mahabharata, everything, Arjuna, on my behalf, reduce the burden on earth of the armies. So in that way, we can reflect. Your question is, I've never thought about this. I can keep thinking. I don't know if somebody has better light on this. And another thing is that, in his presence, anyway, you have to die one day. So when they died in the presence of Krishna, all were given moksha, everybody. Because at the time of death, Ante Narayana Smriti, that all saw beautiful form of Krishna. And while dying, so they all got moksha from the world. That is the destination of life, to go to Vaikuntha and get chance to serve the Lord. And every day they sing beautiful Krishna. And they got an opportunity. So what is loss for anybody in that way?
Even Duryodhan received moksha?
Everybody. See, as a father, when he slaps a child, there's a loving, at the back is love. Isn't it? Back is love. Behind the slap is love. He was given not death penalty de diya, kitna maroge kisi ko, ho gaya na. After that, you see, everybody appreciation of the Lord started developing day by day. They were seeing such a beautiful Lord protecting his dear devotee. That's what Bhishma was watching. Bhishma says later in his Bhishma Suti, when Krishna goes, after the war is over, you should read Bhishma Suti in Bhagavatam. Now you're all reading Gita and you are appreciating. You read Bhagavatam, your appreciation a million times more. Because Bhagavatam is postgraduate literature. And last work of Veda Vyasa. Gita was in Mahabharata, and at the end he writes Bhagavatam. And there it is, Bhishma Stuti is there. Kunti Stuti is there. When he enthrones Yudhishthira Maharaj as the emperor, Kunti offers a prayer to him. A beautiful prayer. Kunti Stuti. Namashe Purusham Tvadyam Ishvara Prakate Paraha Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antarvahi Avasthitam Maya Javanika Achannam Agna Adokshadam Avyam Nalakshase Murdasha Nato Nato Dharo Yatha Tatha Paramahamsana. I can go on. It's a beautiful prayer, so Kunti. And then Bhishma offers another set of prayer. When Krishna goes to see him at the end of his, after the war, they all go to offer respects to Bhishma, and Bhishma instructs Yudhishthira to rule. That is beautiful in the part. And then he stops everything, starts offering prayers to Krishna. Beautiful prayers. And then leaves the body, Ichha Mrityu, just merits Samadhi on Krishna. Bhishma was a very great devotee, but not visible in the society. Krishna wanted to show to the world. He's such a great soul. So your reflection, why all armies are annihilated, Krishna could have just removed these few important generals. And it's a very deep question. But my answer will be that the burden on earth of the armies had to be also reduced. There are too many big armies, which was, when you get too much power, people harass other people. So he reduced the army's burden on earth. So if innocent man can live peacefully.
Okay.
Prabhuji, Ramya Mataji is asking that, so is this pandemic happening to reduce the burden on earth?
I didn't think so deeper. Paap ka ghada bhar gaya tha, that all I can say. Sin was happening too much. Somebody asked me, what did you do to get this reaction? I said, what you did not do? Tell me one thing you did not do. We have just thrown the scriptures to the air and you do anything, everything. Then it gets collected and then finally reaction has to come. They have this calculation, they say every 100 years. That's a separate issue. But reaction had to come. I think it was. I don't know any person who knows dharma, reaction was getting accumulating. And all around the world, people are suffering. But what we can do, what has happened, we can think of pulling people out of that. Reading Gita is the greatest punya. Punya means what? Responsible act. Papa means what? Irresponsible act. That's a simple definition of punya and papa. Reading Gita is the most responsible thing you can do. So you're doing great punya now. Punya is accumulating on earth. Tell more friends to read Bhagavad Gita. You see this papa will be washed away. And you can read Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna, and pray for the whole world. So if you allow me, we can go to 18 reasons we are not the body. That will be fun. And all the questions are there. You can, I think you are able to scroll down to the chat box. Can you take snap of that? Does it allow you? Do you have the facility?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Can you just take the snap? I take 1 minute. Take the snap. So tomorrow, before I start the class, I'll answer all these questions. Maybe.
Yes, Prabhuji.
They have taken effort to type. Not one question should be left unreplied.
Done.
All the questions?
Yes, Prabhuji. There were just 2 questions which were unanswered.
No, there are so many questions which may not be answered.
Somebody wants to ask a question, Prabhuji.
But then 18. Okay, let him ask a question. I will take it in the way I'm going. I'll start. It'll take few minutes for me to step on the presentation. Let him ask. No problem.
Okay. It is Shivam Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna Guruji. My question was, Krishna, when he was imparting the knowledge of Gita to Arjun, he said that only a pure soul who can understand all this should be given this knowledge. And like those who can't understand or appreciate this should not even be given this knowledge. And he is imparting it to Arjun because he is extremely devoted to Krishna. That's why he has imparted all this knowledge. But Sanjay had the divine vision through which he has also received all this knowledge. And did Sanjay pass on this knowledge to Dhritarashtra as well?